Okay, hello again. Hope you enjoyed my last video, my little Jerry Springer episode. 71 days sober today. It's been a funny week. I explained a little bit about it in my last video. Um, Today, I'm going to do the daily reflection. Out of the Daily Reflections book. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. It is AA approved literature. October 25th. AA's heartbeat. Without unity, the heart of AA would cease to beat. That's from the book As Bill Sees It on page 125. Without unity, I would be unable to recover in AA on a daily basis. By practicing unity within my group with other AA members and at all levels of this great fellowship, I receive a pronounced feeling of knowing that I am part of a miracle that was divinely inspired. The ability of Bill W. and Dr. Bob working together and passing it on to other members tells me that give it away is to keep it. Unity is oneness, and yet the whole fellowship is for all of us. So, Bill W. and Dr. Bob were the founders of Alcoholics Anonymous. Okay, if you ever want to know the history, it's a great story. Bill W. He was a bad alcoholic. Watch his documentary, watch his story. You can YouTube him or whatever, but his story is crazy. Hopeless alcoholic, and same with Dr. Bob. He was a doctor, actual doctor. He was an alcoholic of the hopeless variety, and together they founded this thing that where the whole basis is believe in a higher power, clean up your side of the street, and help another alcoholic. And that's what keeps us sober today. That's what kept them sober back then. It still works today. It works miracles. The fellowship is for all of us, it says. Anyone is a member of Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous if you claim to be. There's no dues or fees. There's no money. Nothing. Okay. It says, tells me that to give it away is to keep it. So that's like the basis of the whole program. In order to keep what we have, our sobriety, our recovery, we need to be in a constant state of helping others. We need to give away what we have. So if you're in the program, you know some of the phrases I'm going to throw out there, like if you want what we have, you need to do what we do. Or for those of us who have thoroughly followed our path, we've never seen a person fail. And that's so true, really. The miracles of it, that's a whole nother video, a whole nother story, but I'll expand on it a little bit. I have seen so many miracles in AA. It's crazy. I would say NA, but I've only recently started going to NA. But just the fact I can be in a room full of recovering narcotic addicts is amazing, right? And to see some of the time they have. Heroin addicts, meth addicts, cocaine addicts, opiates, benzos, whatever. The fact that they're clean and sober today and living a better life is truly inspiring. It's not an easy road by any means. It's hard as fuck. So if you're struggling out there on the fence about getting sober, I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass and tell you that, oh, it's so easy, it's great, no problem at all. It's going to suck very badly. Very badly. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. But anything worth having isn't easy. Okay? And anything easy isn't worth having. Pretty much. If you want it bad enough, you'll get it. That's why you'll hear me say that I hope your suffering is so great and so horrible that it pushes you to make a change. You know what I mean? So it did me. It did me. Because before, I never got sober all the times I tried. I just got caught. I got caught. I got caught by somebody, some entity, some family member, a girlfriend, my kids. So I was forced, in a sense, to make some changes. Not forced, but not like a gun at my head, you know. But, I got caught, right? This time I didn't get caught. The consequences I'm dealing with from that was after I went to detox, the CPS thing, which is pretty much it's done now. Uh, there's no more involvement, which is great. It was never a placement. It was just a hey, this guy up and left his kid at home while he went to detox. They didn't know the whole story behind it, which has all been taken care of. They didn't know that there's people there, people that were going to look after him, etc. So, but the miracles I see, I've been in many, many meetings where I have seen somebody's first day in a meeting in there just hunched over, crying, shaking, can't hold a cup of coffee because they're shaking. Um, and then I've seen them months later. They were, they're employable again. They're teachable. They have their children back when they thought that door was shut. Um, Living a good life, sponsoring people. Um, it's absolutely amazing, and I've been a part of that miracle before. And I've only been on the small scale end of that miracle because I've never fully worked the steps required to continue to stay sober. I've done just enough to get back everything that I've lost, and then that's when I'm like, all right, cool, God, I'll take it from here. Appreciate your help, and then I just give it all away again. I give it all away again. Why? I don't know. Um, because I think my ideas are so great, right? Um, if you don't want to get in the way of people's bottoms either. So if you're out there and you're dealing with somebody that's an addict at the moment, um, see, it's easy for me to sit in this chair right now with my kids not out there using, but I've seen what I've done to my family, my mom, so I could speak on it a little bit, just in my opinion, what helped me. If you're enabling that family member, you need to stop because you are slowly killing them. Um, you're contributing. They're already killing themselves slowly, but you giving them a cozy place to live, giving them money, don't matter what their excuse is for the money. They will lie to you and say it's for food, it's for whatever. I need to get my ID. I need to do this. I need for whatever. They're lying to you, most likely. I was okay. I'll say it like this: I was lying. Um, my mom finally had to get to a point where she said, "You're out of here. You need to go." Because when I got out of treatment the first time, I went and stayed with my mom because I had just gotten through a separation from my wife and was dealing with that and living in a van, shooting heroin and meth. My mother she pulled up, my van broke down at a dentist office down in Fife, between Fife and downtown Puyallup. And I had my belt on my arm. I just cooked up a load of heroin. And I was just getting ready to shoot. I had the belt in my mouth. I just found a vein. And my van broke down. It was a Sunday. I remember this. It was a Sunday. And the dentist office was going to open back up Monday. I didn't know what I was going to do. My van wouldn't start. I was stuck there. I was sleeping in it already. I was just trying to get to the Motel 6 and Fife, where one of my dudes was there with with a room. He had a room, and I was gonna kind of just stay in the parking lot. My mom pulls up. She sees me with the needle. The look on her face was horrible. Broke my heart. That was the last bit of heroin I had. So she took me back to the house where her boyfriend at the time was there. He was big in AA. He's the one that introduced me to AA, right? So go back to her house, and she said, "Do you want to go to treatment?" And I just broke down crying. I said, "Yeah, I want to go to treatment." And this was my first time going to treatment. I was terrified. But just days before that, I remember I was in a Walmart parking lot. I just woken up. So embarrassing. I'm sleeping in my van. I have no curtains or anything on the window. So people are walking by my van. Um, I'm looking up and they're like looking down as I'm walking by and just see a man sleeping in his van. I had boxes, I had all kinds of shit in there. I just had one little row where I had to lay straight and sleep. That's even if I slept. Most times I just laid there terrified because there was times I'd stay in downtown Tacoma and it was terrifying because it'd be 2 in the morning and there's somebody people walking around yelling at themselves. Not you're not knowing if you're the only car in sight. You don't know if they're gonna come banging on the window or and I didn't have any weapons at the time. This is my first time out on the streets. It was scary, man. It was really scary. So my mom said, "Okay, well, you're not leaving our site. You're staying at the house until you get to treatment." So I lied to my mom. I said, "Oh, because right down the road was a hardware store from her house, like a couple blocks, and there was a dealer that used to travel on his RV. He'd park at different hardware store shops and Walmarts, and boosters would go in, steal things, and they'd go right to the RV, sell them to the guy. He'd give them the dope, and they'd be on their way. So I told my mom, "Oh, well, this guy has my ID. I need to go back and get it, but I have to pay him $20 to get it." Um, and my mom, being who she was then, was gullible, fell for it. So, I run up to the RV. She drives me down there, and I go in. I'm like, "Dude, I need 2 points of heroin right now. Quick, 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 quick." I get it. Get back home. She thought I was getting my ID. I wasn't. I got my last little bit of heroin, and I did it. And then the next week, I was at her house. Um, she gave me some Suboxone to help me out with the withdrawals. But then I went to treatment on February 8th, 2018. That's the first time I went to the treatment center that I just left from on the 17th of September. And it was a great experience, man. But I didn't take it serious. A lot of the lectures, I would lay back and lay down, take a nap, and I wasn't focused. I felt good being sober, but I wasn't taking the program serious. I thought all I had to do was just get off the drugs, and I would be okay. I would be fine. I could white knuckle it. Um, but it's like when you take a sober horse thief, the old saying. What do you get when you sober up a drunk horse thief? Well, you have a sober horse thief. He's still what he is. You just took out the alcohol. So I was still a liar, cheat, thief. Um, I still had underlying problems because alcohol and drugs weren't my problem. They were my solution. So I had to go back and find the problems that led me to picking up that drink and that drug. Okay, I didn't know that then. So I stayed sober for 54 days. I relapsed once when my mom and boyfriend were on a motorcycle ride. They went down to the ocean for the day or for the weekend. I had a few bucks. I had no supervision. Boom, went and got some. Okay, and didn't use again for a few more weeks. But the whole time I'm thinking about it because I have this phenomenon of craving where I put something in my body and I instantly crave more of it. I want more, 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 more. Like people say, "What's your drug of choice?" Well, mine's more. Okay. So that started that, and then I just went through a bunch of up and downs. I went to treatment again in 2021 at what do you call it? Sundown Ranch in Yakima. Beautiful place, man. Beautiful, beautiful place. Our rooms were like hotel rooms with our own back patio. It was a beautiful location. The food, it was like 5-star chefs cooking the food. It was co-ed. It was great, man. It was a big facility. It was awesome. Awesome gym. Um, I left after 16 days, not to go use. I had like $4,800 in the bank. This is when unemployment during COVID was paying all that unemployment. We had the stimulus money. I went to treatment with my tax return, what I didn't spend of it. And so I was getting homesick or whatever the case may be. I don't know what it was, but I had one of my brothers that was graduating the next day, and I was like, "Fucking, I'm leaving." So we rented a car and did this epic road trip down to New Mexico, Arizona, California, Colorado, Utah, Nevada. Just went to like 10 states for like 10 days. It was pretty epic. It was cool. We stayed sober. I went surfing in San Diego. I got stung by a stingray in the foot. We almost went skydiving in Arizona. We were all suited and booted and ready, but the weather changed. It was cool. We went to a meeting every day. In some random ass town on our road trip, we would stop and find a meeting. And it was amazing. But I get back home, get a job, and within 2 weeks, I'm back with a needle in my arm, living in a clean and sober home. It was just a sober home. It wasn't a recovery home. There wasn't meeting requirements or accountability. It was just, hey, here's a room for you to rent. Stay sober, and I didn't. Um, where was I going with this anyway? Oh, about enabling, I guess. So, um, I stayed with my mom quite a bit during 2018 up until just a few years ago. Um, and when I would relapse, even when I was raising Blake, she said, "You need to get out." I slept in my car for like 3 nights in my Jeep Cherokee. I remember calling her up one night and saying, "Mom, it's so cold out here. Like, can I come home and take a hot shower?" And she was like, "No, you can't." She was like, "You can come home when you go to detox. Then you can come home." And I was like, "Oh, that's fucked up, Mom. How dare you? Don't you love me?" And she was like, "I do love you. I just won't watch you kill yourself. And I will not allow you to do it in front of your kid." And it didn't click then. I was just angry and resentful. So I went to detox and got sober. It was Valentine. It was like the day before Valentine's Day. I was in there on Valentine's Day. I remember my girlfriend at the time wasn't real happy about that. But whatever. But I remember living in my damn Jeep, and it was so embarrassing in church parking lots. And my girlfriend at the time, she stuck by me. She would bring me a Bible or a bag of food, and I wouldn't want to see her because I was so humiliated. And I was just like, "Go away, please. Like, don't even call me. Don't talk to me." But she didn't, and that was great back then. That was back before we became real toxic for each other. And so don't get in the way of somebody's bottom. You know what I mean? If I had that nice cushy room to keep getting high in, if I had money from my mother, if I had no consequences, I would not have gotten sober all those times. Even though I was pushed, it was for the wrong reasons. It still planted that seed of recovery and gave me that sense of what life could be like if I was sober. Um, and I wanted it. And there's nothing I love more than being sober and in recovery. My life becomes amazingly good. I may not have the best car, I may not have my own home or the best job, whatever, but it puts me in a position to help other people and to be of service to people. It puts me in a position of peace. I'm able to peacefully handle conflicts today. I could sit in peace, which is different. I used to sit in chaos and thrive in chaos. Now I can sit and watch a movie. Um, I'm not gonna lie, my legs still bounce up and down like crazy. I'm still kind of anxious a lot, but for the most part, man, up here is quiet and it's cool. And people that know me and love me know that they can call and depend on me. Um, they can rely on me. If I say I'm going to do something, I do it as much as I can. Um, life is good, man. Life is real good. Um, my car's broke down. Yeah, so what? I have legs. Okay. There's a man that lives here with 1 foot. So I need to stop bitching and start making shit happen on my own and stop asking for help. I don't want to be a burden to people. Everybody works hard for what they have, and I have no right to, you know, um, ask. So, um, what means more to me coming from you guys than anything is your support and your love. Um, and that has gotten me through some of my darkest days. I honestly don't think I would have made it this far without you guys. I am so dead serious on that. You guys give me kind of a purpose. You know what I mean? When somebody tells me that watching these videos have helped them, or made their day better, or whatever the case may be, that gives me a sense of purpose, and I love it. Men are driven by purpose. Not having a purpose is what has been so destructive in my life because I always felt like I didn't have a purpose. Maybe this isn't even my purpose, but speaking of, I applied at 4 different colleges. I did my financial aid. paperwork. I should have results today. Actually, I gotta check my email, but I should have an answer today. I'm going to school. I'm gonna be a substance abuse counselor or a peer counselor or something along those lines. Even if that's not what I'm gonna do with my life, I'm gonna push myself to the max, man. I'm gonna do something that I've never done before to get results that I've never gotten before. I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna strengthen this because this is our most powerful muscle. I'm gonna get that sucker strong because that just puts more distance, more of a space between me and a potential next relapse. So that's what I'm gonna do. If I get any answers on that today, I will let y'all know. But I love you, like from the bottom of my heart. Like all of you guys are so amazing. Um, Even when you say things I don't want to hear, I know it's from a place of care and concern and love. So I appreciate you. I don't always want to hear just what I want to hear. I need to hear the truth from people. I need to hear what you see. Um, and man, I'm fired up today. I'm fired up. Um, God's good today. Life is good. Today's Friday. We go to our Step Ashore meeting in Tacoma. If any of you are local out here, show up, man. It's a good meeting. You can find it on the AA meeting app. I'd love to see you there. And I'll be meeting with my sponsor on Tuesday for the first time. He's been sick, him and his wife. So, but we're gonna get in the book and get to work in the steps, and so I can have that wonderful spiritual awakening that I keep hearing about. So, anyways, I love y'all. Hope you have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your day.